60 years old patient presented with the history of dyspnea as well as anemia, and this is his first ultrasound. I have intentionally frozen this image of the left kidney. The reason is the patient is very dyspneic and is very difficult to, he can't control or hold his breath. So I've got this image somehow, and I'm showing you the waveform of the renal artery. You can see the RI is 0.84. Now it's increased. The blood flow is seen up to the parenchyma. This parenchyma is being perfused well, but the RI is 0.84, is more than normal, and there is hydronephrosis, dilation of all the calyces is seen in this view. Now, coming on to the study, this is the left kidney, and you see the that this kidney, left kidney, shows diffuse increased parenchymal echogenicity. This is the pelvis of the kidney, this is the proximal ureter there, and we see echoes filled. It's filled with the low-level echoes. Here you see again the right kidney, the ureter, and here I want to show you the degree of you see blood supply to the parenchyma, very well perfused posters. And this is the left kidney that we have so far seen and discussed. Now showing you the right kidney. This is the right kidney of the patient, and here you see this kidney is also showing minimal to moderate hydronephrosis with dilation of the proximal ureter. This is the proximal ureter, which measures approximately 16 millimeters, and we know that up to 7 is normal. So there is dilation of the calyces. All the calyces are dilated minimal to moderately. The echogenicity of the cortex is raised, medulla is seen. So the corticomedullary differentiation is intact, as is the thickness of the parenchyma. So far as the perfusion is concerned, this kidney is being perfused though, but not as much as we saw in case of left kidney. So there is relatively decrease in the perfusion of this kidney. Parenchyma, this is the transverse section. I'm going to show you the transverse section of the kidney. This is the transverse section now. And we do see blood vessels going to the parenchyma, perfusing the parenchyma, but they are too less in number as compared to the left kidney that we saw in the initial study. So the RI, सारो क्या ये बुजुर्गों सा नहीं रहना. It's very difficult, in fact, to get the waveform in this patient, so I'm trying, but he is so dyspneic that he can't. Anyways, we got the RI of the Saro okay. We got the RI of the Okay, no, it's difficult. It's difficult. We carry on with our study. So there is bilateral hydronephrosis with hydroureter, and this is now the urinary bladder. Gives the history of hematuria, painless hematuria, and he had, now you see this is the prostate in longitudinal section. This is the prostate in longitudinal section, and here you see the prostate in transverse section. Now you see that this prostate is continuing with this echogenic area, that is indenting into the wall of the urinary bladder, posterior wall of the urinary bladder. Same is the case over here. This is the longitudinal view, and this is the UB lumen. This is the urinary bladder echogenic area layered out with its posterior wall. This is the prostate, and there is history of TUR few years back, and what you see is there is vascularity within this echogenic area. So this is very much suggesting a mass relating to the prostatic fossa, and this mass is in fact obstructing both now this is the transverse section. This is the transverse section of the prostate. This is the longitudinal section of the prostate. This is the echogenic layer in the posterior wall of the urinary bladder. Now this layer, in fact, is the main culprit, which is blocking both the UVJ. This is this echogenic layer, this one, this there, all of the posterior wall as well as part of the lateral wall of the partially filled urinary bladder. This is the lumen of the urinary bladder, this area. Anterior wall is intact and normal caliber. No, its thickness is normal, but see the posterior wall, which relates to then again with the prostate here, and it's blocking the both UVJs, and there is vascularity seen throughout this. And that blocking area, this blockage from this region of that of the uretrovesical junction, this is the transverse section of the urinary bladder, this is the lumen of the urinary bladder, blocking both the uretrovesical junction, and that is the main cause of the that is the reason of bilateral hydronephrosis and hydroureter that we have seen. This is the longitudinal section, prostatic mass, urinary bladder. Here you see the dilated distal ureter. It is entering the up to this area, it's patent, but from here onwards, measuring 6.4 mm, it's unable, it's not pouring out urine into the urinary bladder. So this is our case of the day. Thank you very much.